Shalom, shalom. Thank for tuning in. This is the UPK Kentucky classes. The class every Wednesday, 4:30, 4:30, 6:30 generally. Today we also going to do a second part of class. It's going to go from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. All right, start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. All right. This school was started 1969 to establish the culture, the nation, the army, the brotherhood of who you would know as Jesus Christ. All right, who in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Okay, a black man named Jesus Christ. All right. If you give me a second for the go ahead, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to ISUBK Kentucky and subscribe to ISUBK Indianapolis. If you're watching on Facebook, you understand, hit that like button, subscribe, go to www.isupk.com for more information. Okay? Today we're going to get into the curses. All right, the curses. Now, the curses in the Bible. All right, give me a second. Let me get this online thing. Get this class shared. Make sure you share this class. Hit that like. All right, like I said, we're going to start at Deuteronomy 27:1. Okay, give me a second. Let's get this thing shared. Share it on Facebook, share it on social media, tag your Christian grandmother in it, tag, whoever. All right. This knowledge must be taught, must be spread throughout the four corners of the globe. All right. Across this nation. Alright. Hold on 1 second. Like I said, if you're watching, share this class, hit that like button. Alright. I'm going to share this thing on real quick till we get started. Let's let the views come up, let the views grow a little bit. Give brothers a chance to get into it. All right. Hold on 1 second. All right. Okay, now we're ready to get it in. All right, we're going to start in the book of Deuteronomy. This is the book of the law. You understand? Got all our history for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, we're going to start at Deuteronomy 27:1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people. This is Moses, all right, with the elders of Israel. So, what contrary to popular belief, it's never really just one man who's just in charge of the whole nation. It has been established since Moses that it's like a chain of command. It's a chain of command, all right. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people, saying, "Keep all the commandments which I command you this day." Okay, plain and simple. It's a decree from God to our nation who had just got out of slavery, who had just got freed from Egypt. And it was time for us to establish our own nation based off of the culture of our forefathers. All right, all the laws was already a part of our culture from our forefathers. All right, it just became canonized basically and written out during the time of Moses when we was establishing our nation. Because when we came into Egypt, we wasn't a nation. We were 70 souls. Okay, 70 souls come into Egypt, and we had our own culture, our own way of doing things. We would circumcise. We would we would only eat certain foods. We would, do certain things that was our culture, all right, which was passed down from Adam. All right. So there, the Lord said for us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now we're going to go to chapter 28, verse 1. Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Okay, so that was talking to some people. It was talking to a nation of people. Now, if you want to argue who that nation of people is, we can do that all day. We can prove that all day. And part of the proof is going to be in these curses that we're about to read, that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are under the curses of this book, of the law, of not following it, or of disobeying the Most High. Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And this shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently, which means listen closely and with intent. You understand? Like you studying it closely. You ain't just like, oh yeah, that's nice. That's a good little saying. Don't eat pork. Oh, that's a cool little saying. I'll try to cut down on that. No. Listen diligently. Listen hard to not eat pork, to not eat shrimp, crab, or lobster, to make sure you're not eating it. Not like, oh, what's this, pork or beef? Nah, I can't really tell, but I'm hungry, so I'll just eat it anyway. Now, scripture say, hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. All right, that the Lord thy God, the Most High thy power, will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. All right, that's one said. If we hearken diligently to the laws, to the commandments, that the Most High will set us on high above all nations. Okay, all these other nations would be beneath us. All right, let's get more. Hold on one second. Next scripture we're going to get is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Go to verse 15. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. All right, that's the next scripture we're going to get. Hold on one second. There's some more lighting in this thing. All right. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments. So this is the flip side. All right. The first scripture said, if we do it, we're going to be set on high above all nations. Now the flip side is this is the flip side. To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right. If we listen to the law, statutes, and commandments, all these blessings we'll get. We'll be set on high above all nations, as the scripture said. Now, if we do not hearken diligently, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay? Now we're going to get into these curses. We're going to start at verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city. Now, let's apply this for argument's sake. Let's apply this to Black people, Hispanic people, and Native American people. We currently, outside the ISUPK, we do not keep the law, statutes, commandments. We do not follow the law, statutes, commandments. We don't give a damn about no law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? So, cursed shalt thou be in the city. So if we didn't keep the laws, we would be cursed in the city. Now ask yourself, are Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, are Black people cursed in the city? Are we cursed in the city? Cursed shalt thou be in the city. So when you go to any city in America, all right, any city, are we cursed in that city? What's an example of being cursed in the city? Basically, bad things happen to you. That's what it means to be cursed. Basically, it's bad things want to happen to you. All right. Similar if you curse somebody, you say, "I hope you die." You understand? Or I hope your mother gets cancer or something. That's cursing somebody. Are Black people cursed in the city? I would say yes. We have the worst schools in America are the public schools who go to the public schools that are failing mostly Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Go to those inner city public schools. We have the highest crime rate in our neighborhood. The most crimes, rapes, robberies, drug dealing, assaults, theft, all those crimes. We have some of those, a high percentage of those crimes in our communities, in our cities. Homosexuality, that comes, not even homosexuality, because you can make an argument that's not a curse, that's just a lifestyle. Okay, AIDS and HIV. You go to Atlanta, one of the largest Black cities where they have the highest Black population. They have also some of the highest AIDS and HIV rates. So, are we cursed in the city? Yes, we are cursed in the city. Okay, and that's only touching a couple things. I ain't touched the unemployment. I ain't touched the prison system, how we get locked up, police brutality, the psychological issues that we got to deal with, the stresses we have to deal with, the poverty we have to deal with. I didn't even get into all of that. Okay, but we would be considered cursed in the city. We don't have our own businesses. We don't own our communities. We don't police our own communities. We cursed in the city. Next, cursed shalt thou be in the city, verse 16, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt thou be in the field. You go to the fields. What field is that? You look at slavery, cotton field. You look at the fields of today. Who's in those fields working for pennies on the dollar? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Pennies on the dollar. You understand? So that means they working. Every dollar they make for that farm, they're getting pennies for it. Let's say they get 2 pennies for every dollar they make in that farm. That's cursed in the field. You would want to get $1 for every dollar you make. Or some, at least close to it. We're getting pennies on the dollar. All right? For our work in the fields. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Get back to it on live. Okay, so cursed shalt thou be in the field. We was definitely cursed. We've been cursed in the field. Okay? No matter which way you slice it. Hold on 1 second. Okay. And like I said, if you're on Facebook, you can type your questions as well. You can type your questions if you got a question or want to make a comment and get your comment shouted out or whatnot. All right, make sure you share this video, like this video, so we can so this truth can grow. Okay. Hold on. All right. Shout out to Sewell and Demetria Strickland. All right, making it into class. Makaboff making it into the class. Shalom Warrior. Okay. Now we're gonna go to verse 16. It's like verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. That's one of the curses. Our sons and daughters will be given unto another people. What's an example of that today? Just for argument's sake, let's say if we're looking at the Hispanics, if they're Israelites or if this pertains to them, their sons and daughters right now are being taken from them and given to another people to do whatever they want to. That's what's going on down in Texas right now. That's what's going on in Texas. When they're crossing the borders, if they have children with them, they're separating, taking them children from them. Okay? You go to Native Americans who are also Israelites. They had Native Indian boarding schools where they would take Native Indian children away from their parents if their parents were poor, and they would put them in a boarding school, cut their hair, really not even cut it, chop their hair off, beat them, molest them, and basically torture them into not talking their language, not acting like their people and their culture. Now, that is the scripture. It said, thy sons, thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. Look at our people today. Mexican kids is getting took from their parents, and they don't have no might to get their children back. Okay? So that's definitely pertains for blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Don't even get started on blacks. I mean, all I have to say is one word: slavery. And that lets you know everything you need to know about our children being taken from us, getting sold to other plantations, being fed to alligators, being thrown off of roofs. You understand? All types of evil things happen to our children, and we had no might in our hand to get them back. All right, we're going to go to verse 48. Therefore, shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord... Hold on one sec. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. I'm still going to do it. I just had to cover this brother stuff a little bit. For a little bit. Yeah, we should. I just had to do an early one before, and then I'm going to start at 7. Probably going to end this one early and be ready for 7. Khan, I sent it to you in a text. It's something to do with basically, Kanye West. Well, I mean, I could read it. Okay. Come on, Khan. Shalom, Lord Christ. All right, back to it. So, where are we at? Verse 30, yeah. Okay, there be no might in our hand. So like I said, slavery. There was no might in our hand to get our children back when the white man decided to sell them. All right, now we're going to go to verse 48. All right, verse 48 through 50. There, and then it's full. You can go into your own and read all these curses, because all of these curses pertain to us. All right, if you learn your history, study, research, look up your history, look up our history, and you will see all these curses pertain to us and blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. Let's stop right there. Have black people served people that hate us? Yes, slavery, and even to this day. Have Hispanic people serve people that hate them? Yes, white people, even up until especially this day. Native Americans, yes, they're doing it even up until this day. We are serving our enemies, which the Lord sent against us, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness. Hunger. I mean, to get our food, we got to serve the white man. In thirst, when we thirsty, we need something to drink, we got to serve the white man. And in nakedness, when we want clothes and shelter, who we got to go to? The white man. That's for all across the boards, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Africans don't have to serve the white man. They got their own countries. Chinese people don't have to come over here and serve the white man. They got their own country. This is talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of Israel. It is not talking about nobody else. Indian people from India, they got their own country. They don't have to serve the white man. All right? They choose to. And in want of all things, if we want anything, we have to go to the white man and serve him for it. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And then you can look up pictures. Just Google slavery, iron on your neck. Google that, and you'll see a picture of a black man with iron on his neck. Okay? Just Google it. Let's see what else we got. We're on verse 48 through 50. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth. That's the white man. When we lived in Jerusalem, he came from us. And when we lived in Africa, he came for us. As swift as the eagle flieth. That's funny because the same symbol of the people that were in question here that we're talking about, their symbol is an eagle. When a white man landed on the moon, what did he say? The eagle has landed. You go to the national bird, it's the eagle. Okay? And so this is prophecy. As swift as the eagle flieth, whose tongue thou shalt not understand. When the white man first came over here, we didn't understand English. We didn't understand the white man's language. Didn't understand none of that. A nation of fierce countenance. That means their face is fierce. When you see those cops, and the cops of today, look how fierce they are. They so quick to, pull a gun out on an innocent person, an innocent black, Hispanic, or Native American person. They so quick to beat and rape and molest and assault innocent black, Hispanic, or Native American. That's what it means to be a fierce countenance. I mean, you look at them, their face, they will turn up and assault and attack an innocent black, Hispanic, Native American person. They are a fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Commander J. Hanna was just bringing that out about a white woman, a white devil, she-devil, who called the police on a 9-year-old black kid because she said he sexually assaulted her because he just brushed past her, or his book bag just brushed past her. And she was ready to have him arrested, have him jailed and fined, and all that. Nation of fierce countenance. They don't care if you're young or you're old. You understand? They do not care. That's the white man. Now, we're going to go to verse 64. Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And when you look at that 12 tribes chart, you can find at ishbk.com. You look at the 12 tribes, they're scattered from the north to the south, east to the west. We scattered all over the place. You got black people in Asia. You got black people in Japan. We are scattered everywhere, and we do not have a homeland. Okay? Let's finish on verse 64. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And we serve other gods, even wood and stone. Now, this is heavy right here. The wood and the stone is talking about Christianity is the wood, that wooden cross. And the stone is Islam. Okay, the cobblestone. Okay. We are, when you read this part in this Bible right here, our fathers, it says, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. When you look up Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, where was their cross? They didn't have a wooden cross. They didn't have a stone, a cobblestone. All that stuff wasn't in existence yet. So how were they worshiping God? Were they worshiping God with a stone? Were they worshiping God with a cross? Were they worshiping God that way? No. That's why the scripture says, we will serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay? Those is gods our fathers did not know. Christianity of the wooden cross and the cobblestone, our fathers did not know. All right, and we're serving those other gods. Now we're going to finish it off in verse 28. Okay, we're going to finish it off in verse 28, and now we're going to open the floor, especially if anybody have any questions about any scriptures. Okay, I want to type those questions in now on Facebook. I can see your questions. YouTube, not so. We really can't see them and answer them in real time. But on Facebook, we can answer your questions, okay? If you have a question, ask it now. You know what I mean? Any scripture you want to get broken down, ask it now. Answer your questions, okay? If you have a question. Okay? We're going to finish it off on verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee, and the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, this is a heavy piece of a verse right here. Said the Most High going to bring us into Egypt again. I'm going to stop right there just with that. The Most High going to bring us into Egypt again. When you read in the scriptures, Israelites were in Egypt serving slavery. Egypt actually means bondage in the scriptures. Okay? Egypt is referred to as the land of bondage. So, the Lord said He's going to bring us into Egypt again, a second time, with ships. All right, here's you got to break it down a little bit. Because you got one argument will say, all right, this means they went back into Egypt. Yeah, they remember they went back. They refer to all the other times we went into captivity in the scriptures. Now, my question is this. Show me in the scriptures a time where we went into captivity into Egypt again, a second time with ships. Show me that verse in the scripture. Because you got so many people that want to say, oh, well, that's talking about that already happened. That ain't talking about the slavery here in America, even though y'all went with ships. That's not talking about that. Because, Israelites went into slavery, into captivity a lot of different times. That is true. We went into captivity, Assyrian, Babylonian, you understand? Even went into Egypt again, a portion of us, you understand, and running into Egypt. So, what is it going on? All right. Where have I spake unto thee? By the way, where have I spake unto thee? Oh, this is the second part. So, this is the part with ships. That's talking about the American captivity of here, the last and final captivity of the Israelites. The last and final one, which is here in America. By the way, again, with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, which is basically this prophecy. Thou shalt see it no more again. What is it talking about? Thou shalt see it no more again. That's talking about our homeland. We're not going to see our homeland again when we eat slavery with ships. And that's what happened. Look where we at 400 years later in Egypt again by way of cargo slave trade ship. Cargo slave ship. For bondmen and bondwomen. And, I missed a part. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Right there, it's heavy. We're going to be sold unto our enemies. Now, what does that remind you of? 345, 445. We got a big slave here, big buck slave. He's really good and strong. He's good around the house. Let's see what he's going to go for. 245, 345, 445, 555. Sold to the man in the white hat. You understand? We got a nice little Negro bed one here. Keep your feet warm out there. Keep your bed warm. Provide with some good Negro babies. You understand? She's still good in prime age, ready to work the fields, ready to work the house. How much we want? 345, 345. Sold to the white man in the back. Okay? This is where the scripture comes alive. The prophecy comes alive. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And in the Bible that I have here, it has a little letter there for bondmen and bondwomen means slaves. You can't tell me that ain't talking about the Israelites. That ain't talking about black people. You understand? What other nation could this be talking about? Show me another nation that went into slavery with ships and then was sold unto their enemies. What nation has that happened to? As a whole nation. Not like, oh yeah, we had 15 Chinese people on this ship came to America. No, I'm talking about the whole. When did all of China get put on slave ships and brought over to into slavery? So them don't count. When does a white man, all of white people had put on ships and sold into slavery? When does that happen to all of white people? Never. That has only happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans over here in America. All right? Only happened to us. And no man shall buy you. No man shall buy you. What does it mean when it says no man shall buy you? It's talking about no man going to free you and redeem you. You understand? No man going to come and save you. Going to come get you out of that hell that you're going to be put in. You understand? For disobeying and not hearkening unto the law, statutes, commandments. Okay, that's what it means. All right, and like I said earlier, we're going to take a break or whatnot. We got class tonight, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Make sure you tune in, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight. It's going to be going live from ISUBK Online Classes YouTube page and One West Online Classes Facebook page. We're going to go live tonight, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and get into more of this breakdown in the scriptures. All right. Tune in. You can go to www.isubk.com for more information. All right. And get in contact with the nearest school near you so you can get these classes physically and you can get your questions answered. All right. With that, I'm in the class. We're going to start back up at 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that said, shalom.